Marbles failing to qualify for this season's A League are not out of the race yet. Hey everybody, I'm Brendan, and welcome to the B League for Season 2 of the Racing Marble League. Here at Stony Basin Marble Circuit, things will kick off. 24 marbles appear here at the B League. Remember, 27 did not qualify, but 3 were deemed even too slow for the B League. The other 24, however, will go up all against each other in a similar fashion. Time trials, and then, of course, the normal race. And the top 6 from the whole extravaganza will head to next year's A League. Of course, the rest of them being able to compete in the tryouts for next year and try to get back in as well. Silver Blur will be the first one to roll out, one of the better performing marbles in the qualifiers. Just missed out. Actually, he qualified and ended up being chosen by the owner to not compete. 2 owners had 2 marbles in that both qualified, and they can only choose one to be a part of the A League. Sacred Snow rolling out a little bit slower than Silver Blur, who had under 9 for both sectors, and he will have a 7.33 in Sector 2, and that's going to be a little bit faster than Silver Blur overall by almost a second. Tornado, third one to roll out, and we didn't see much of him in the tryouts. Kind of a mediocre performance, and that's where most of these marbles will stay, as they are B League. But we got a really strong Sector 2, even faster than Sacred Snow. We're down to 660, and eyes will be on Sector 2. Unfortunately, Sector 1 has been tough on all of these marbles so far. But for Tornado, well, he really made up the ground. Sector 1 ends at the Wood Bridge, and as you coast over it into that Muller corner, Sector 2 begins. Icarus, on the other hand, not looking very fast in Sector 2, having the worst time of 8.96. And things will start badly for him. Red Baron Sky. Now remember, he was up and down through the tryouts, sometimes coming out strong, sometimes never seen out there on the track. 9:15 through Sector 1. Here's the Muller corner. He does grab that inside line for a second and sweeps outside. 7:18 in Sector 2, and he'll slot in right in the middle. 6.96. Silver Blur slowly slipping down with his 17.81, and honestly, I'm a little disappointed. I would have thought of something a little stronger for Marble, who actually qualified. 8.72 for Sector 1 for Skunk. That's the fastest one, but looks very hesitant through that Muller corner. He will fall short in Sector 2. That will be P4 for Skunk, and, well, not the performance he was hoping for, especially after that momentum through Sector 1. Fury. And if you remember, Fury, one of the higher performing racers in the first tryout, which was the time trial on track like this one, and then into the Sky Rail. Slow in Sector 1 and mediocre in Sector 2. He will grab P2 though, the combination of numbers putting him even above Sacred Snow. Glory. And Sector 1 looking pretty shabby for Glory. 9.35. You see that red number there in the box showing that she has the worst time of all marbles so far. And the worst time for Sector 2. Glory worse off than Icarus right now. 18.35. And honestly, if you're going to slip below 17, that's just not going to be good. Panda. And not much better in Sector 1. Glory, the only one really keeping it slower. But, ooh, fastest Sector 2 time, 6.47. See how quickly things can change through the first couple of sectors. Almost the worst Sector 1 time, and then, well, takes over the top spot in Sector 2. Raging Relic coming through pretty slow as well in Sector 1. He does get the inside line of that Muller corner, so he will pick up a good time here in Sector 2, but not able to stay fast through the turn. 7.24, not bad, but that does put him in 4th place. Mocha. Looks pretty fast through Sector 1. He just grabbed 9.25, actually exactly the same as the previous marble. And he gets middle line, very rare to see marbles take middle line, and he'll grab P6 with a 16.92. Now the top 7 marbles have been able to undercut 17, making Silver Blur's benchmark time not so good. Even Sacred Snow is struggling a little bit there. As I said, both marbles, they actually did qualify. T-Bot, 8.81 in Sector 1 and picks up a slow Sector 2 time. Actually was looking pretty good to maybe take over a top 5 spot, but couldn't stay true through the Muller corner. Dragon Egg. He starts off mediocre, does get that outside line. He slips to the middle line there for a second, but he's going to be outside the whole time, and that's P10. And what about Dora? Looking at about halfway through the time trials, and Panda looks to be the one to beat. 15.48. That's definitely not going to be easy to best. Even Tornado sitting there like, well, how did he do that? P12 for Dora, and things just seem to get slower as more marbles go. And these marbles finished much lower in the tryouts than the ones we saw in the first 12, so it's going to be even harder for these marbles to pull something extremely fast out here on the course. 9.38, and we have a new worst Sector 1 time. He does get inside line. Is he going to pick up any speed there? Yes, he does get P5. Imagine getting the worst time in Sector 1 and then somehow grabbing the top 5. Actually tied with Sacred Snow. And maybe when you go down to the thousandths of a second, they are still split apart by a little bit. Spectacular. Fast through Sector 1. A green in Sector 1. Oh my god, it all goes pear-shaped in Sector 2. And he will not do any better than P11. Duchess 2. Remember Duchess 1 from the A League did manage to make it in. Actually was seen in Season 1. Well, her counterpart is, oh wow, setting a new worst record in Sector 1 here in the B League. What about Sector 2? It looked pretty bad in Sector 2, and we have a 9 in Sector 2. That's going to be the worst time overall today. 18.57. I didn't think it was going to get worse than 18.35, but well, I should never say anything is definite. Fleur de Lis. An up and down racer in the tryouts as well. We'll grab, I think, that outside line. Yeah, look middle for a second, but it's outside, and well, it wasn't fast. P7. And that's good enough for a 16.82. Blaster. And as he heads to Sector 2, it's looking terrible. 9.47. Man, records are not being set in the right direction today. And P17 is grabbed once again by a new marble. Undertow. And remember, Undertow won the first tryout on speed, so maybe we'll be able to see something from him this time. Sector 1 looks terrible. Man, not a marble you'd expect to perform a new worst in Sector 2. Well, he only comes to a dead stop right there on the Muller corner, the finish line, and P20 for Undertow. 2 numbers in the red, and well, how do you go from tryout 1 to that? I remember Undertow was much stronger on the Skyrail section of that course, but I mean, even so, fastest even out of all of the A-League qualifiers and still unable to perform well in today's time trials. P19 for Gaia, not much better. And he'll leave things up to Wicked Owl. A lot of these marbles will be new to us. We saw them briefly in the tryouts and not much more. Some of them will establish themselves as strong racers here today, and some of them will continue to go unnoticed. Wicked Owl, which one will he be? Well, it's hard to say. He's middle of the pack so far. Chaos Kitten. Yeah, and even if she performs badly right now, maybe by name she'll be recognized. That is certainly a unique name, Chaos Kitten. And uniquely almost stopping right there on the Muller corner. Can she find the downhill sector? Yeah, but that's a 10.46, and well, I didn't think you could do worse than Undertow, but I am proved wrong. Man, that was That was unfortunately deplorable. Arjun. And Arjun was in Season 1, so he's a veteran of this competition, but he unfortunately was not able to do well in the tryouts, actually performing pretty badly and DNFing in one of the tryout events. But 16.3, and he's going to be a candidate to find the A League once again. Starting grid is up ahead here. Panda, Tornado, Arjun, Fury, Raging Relic being your top 5. Remember, Sacred Snow and Silver Blur already qualifying, chose not to perform by the owner, and they're in there as well. And here we go, 15 laps here at the Stony Basin. Marble Circuit, first one also in the A League, and the marbles are off, and it's a ton of them. We have 24 marbles on the track. You can see the top 10 on the left side, nice and clear, and it's Tornado finding an early lead outside to the Muller corner, and it will be back to Sacred Snow, that bright white marble. Easy to spot out there on the track. Well, that could be a good and a bad thing. Fury coming up right behind, looks to battle, but can't find an inside line, but there he does in the Muller corner. Things open up for Fury, as well as Tornado, who grabs back the lead for a second, but Sacred Snow blocks him once again. Here's Flashfire and Dragon Egg trying to get in on the mix as well, followed by Raging Relic in 6th place. And that blue mark. Ooh, finds that outside line. Actually, a little bit of a collision there, and looks like he's all right, but still racing strong. It is Fury leading the pack here. And Mocha, lap 4 already. We have a marble off the track. I don't know what's going to be done about that. Maybe we'll get a replay of the incident at some point. Here we go. Mocha, can we find him? And yeah, he was bumped off. I'm not sure which marble that was that bumped him off, but I mean, it was very clearly a attack from a different racer. Mocha might have to challenge that to the committee. Maybe he can receive some consolation points based on where he was at that point. But leave that to the committee. Right now we have racing going on. Fury barely staying ahead of Sacred Snow, who's trying to find the lead. He's been doing it for a few laps now, but he has a lot of trouble from Tornado and Raging Relic behind. Raging Relic looks to be a part of Blue Marble Gang. It's good to see a little bit of that here in the B League. And it looks like we might have some overlapping here. Sacred Snow finally getting to first place, but there's a blue marble only a little bit ahead here in last place. I don't know who that will be, but ooh, looks like it's Chaos Kitten, who had the slowest time in the time trial, so it definitely makes sense. But unfortunately, Chaos Kitten has already been overlapped here in the race. We're only halfway through, and Mocha, of course, being out of the race, will actually finish below Chaos Kitten, at least provisionally, until the committee take a look at it. But that overlapping does leave room for some more chaos between marbles trying to take over the lead. It's still Sacred Snow holding that lead and trying to overlap other marbles. And yeah, here we go. Gaia and Blaster also find an overlap position, and now it's just a mess out there. Sacred Snow coming up on a few other marbles here, and we might have a record for number of marbles overlapped by Sacred Snow. Raging Relic, Dragon Egg, Fury dropping to 4th place, but now jumping right to 3rd as I say so. Spectacular in there in 6th. Arjun, member of Veteran Racer, finding 7th. And Silver Blur, one of the first racers to come out today, in 10th. Ooh, Sacred Snow slowing down right there and allowing Dragon Egg back into the race. He had a pretty commanding lead, but things are looking pretty bad for him right now. They go over the woods section and bounce around a little bit, and he finds some length yet again. Fury down in 3rd and still fighting to find Dragon Egg. Quite a length between them. Sacred Snow. Ooh, and the lead shortens again. Here's the Muller corner. He dives outside, but so does Dragon Egg, and that won't be good for Dragon Egg. He only has 2 more laps to take that lead. Sacred Snow looking for another marble to overlap, but can't seem to catch up. Here we go, a collision from behind, and now he's right on his tail. Where's the Muller corner gonna look? Can't get around on the inside, and Sacred Snow is still only at 3 overlaps. Silver Blur is now off the track as well. We're in the final lap, so I don't know if we'll get a replay of that. But what about Dragon Egg? Will he be able to catch up here at the end? The length between them is pretty big. Fury and Raging Relic also in there in the top 5, and Sacred Snow will come across first. Dragon Egg right behind, but just a little too late. Fury, Raging Relic, and Spectacular finally was able to get past Tornado, Panda, Arjun, Florida Live, and T-Bot round out your top 10, and the rest of them will finish in short order. Undertow down in 19th, barely able to pull himself out of where he was earlier on. And Chaos Kitten somehow actually passing another marble, but only because that marble DNF'd. And we'll get a look at some of these replays. Obviously, Sacred Snow pretty happy today, but again, a look at the Mocha incident again, missing the turn, entering the booster, and you can see another marble there causing some commotion, and that's why it might go under review. Chaos Kitten you can see slowly rolling there, and Mocha actually rolls under the track and heads towards the grandstands. Maybe I'm going to buy some merch to make him feel better. Silver Blur overshoots the trestle rail on lap 14. Let's see if we can get a nice look at it as a marble falls off here. Oh, and you see him there, down there by the trestles, actually rolling towards us right now, knocking one of those hexagonal structures. And now he'll roll back towards the merch area as well. Let's take a look at our winner, Sacred Snow. Good job to him, followed by Dragon Egg and Fury. Good finish for them. Good way to grab some points early on. Our veterans, unfortunately, not doing too well. Panda, Argent, T-Bot, and Skunk all about mid-pack. And all these marbles are rookies except for Sacred Snow, who is technically a rookie but did qualify for the A League, so might have some more status as far as skill goes. Placement-wise, Sacred Snow is going to get 28 points for championship, +3 for most laps led. Panda, again, 18 +3 for the fastest lap. And with that being said, you can see how the standings line up. Unfortunately for Silver Blur and Mocha, 0 points to their name. Chaos Kitten edging by with 3 due to that small advantage. And that will do it for today's Race 1. We'll see how things go in Race 2, and thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the Racing Marble League.